Hello and welcome to Grow Outside's very first half-term holiday challenge. Our challenge surprise for you today is going to be to do some nature weaving. So I'm out in the beautiful autumn woods today to show you how you can make your very own weaving. I'm going to make one along with you. So come on a journey with me and I'll show you what you're going to be doing for the day. So first of all, before we start on our journey out and about, just want to mention a couple of safety points. So first of all, we are in autumn now and you might have noticed it's getting quite chilly outside. So today, even though I've got blue sky behind me now, a few minutes ago it was raining on us. So you can see today I've wrapped up warm, I've got my woolly hat and my gloves on, I've got my waterproof coat on ready for those showers, and also footpaths are probably getting a bit wet and a bit muddy. You can probably see behind me. There's loads of great mud to squidge in here, but it's really important to have really good grippy shoes on. Make sure your shoes are waterproof, and that way you can stay really warm and dry and cosy, and you're going to have loads of fun out in the woods. There's nothing worse than being outside, being cold and wet, and makes it no fun at all. So that's really important. The next thing, in a little while to do our weaving, we are going to be picking lovely nature things, whether it's fallen leaves and sticks. So there's a couple of things to be aware of. First of all, you might recognise here at the side of me we've got stinging nettles. So we'll show you a close-up picture of that in a second, but you definitely want to stay away from those because they'll give you a nasty sting. A lot of people as well will recognise brambles that you get your blackberries from. They can be quite prickly, so you want to avoid those as well. Also, when we're out and about in the woods, we are visiting a lovely natural place where it's the home to a lot of creatures, all the trees and plants. It is their home, so we need to be really, really respectful. So we want to try not stand on things, we don't want to pick any living things off, because we are just visiting. But that doesn't mean there isn't loads of treasures to find. Like, you can find so much just loose on the ground. Like, we've got some lovely leaves and things around here, so picking anything off the floor is fine. But do, of course, if you're out and about somewhere where there's a lot of dog walkers, just look out, make sure there's no dog waste around, and otherwise we can have a fantastic time. So little recap, just make sure, look at what you're touching, putting your hands in. You can always put gardening gloves on if you're a bit worried, and just make sure we're wrapped up really nice and cosy and we're ready to go on our adventure. Okay, so the first thing that we need for our willow weaving is our nice frame. So all we're going to use is 4 sticks to make a rectangle like that, and we're going to be able to find these very easily in the woods. Especially during autumn, it's been quite windy recently, so a lot have fallen down. So, for example, I can see one right here that looks perfect. It's no bigger than the size of my finger, so it's going to be really easy to work with. I think that's a good size to make a frame out of. So I'm going to try and find 3 more of these just on the ground around me. So I can find one right here. I'm guessing it's from the same tree. And also this, you want them to be quite straight unless you want to come up with a bit of a different shape weaving. That's perfectly fine. So I've got one here, and you can see if you're using a stick that's no bigger than your finger, probably preferably your little finger, this one's a little thicker, you need to be a bit strong, but it means that they're really easy just to snap to the length you need, which means we don't need any tools, which is great. So I don't think I'm going to need that. So I've got my 4 sticks now of similar lengths, and the next thing we're going to do is, we've seen a stone wall a little further down which we think is going to make a great table, and we'll show you how to make the frame. Okay, so I have my equipment here ready to make my frame. So all we need is the sticks that we found, some nice string and some scissors. So a little word about string. Often you can get really lovely coloured wool but that is made of something called acrylic, which is not very nature friendly. So if you were thinking of hanging these up somewhere when you're finished and you think, actually, I might forget and leave it there, it's loads better to use something natural, like just this simple gardening string. It's really cheap to buy. You can get it from any kind of slightly outdoor place like Wilko's or something like that, and it's really good. And also it's quite nice because when we're collecting our nature materials, it's going to be all those gorgeous colours of nature that bring the colour into your piece rather than sort of bits of man-made stuff. So I'm going to show you what to do next. It might be easier if you want to cut your string at home, so that you're not having to carry the scissors around. You might need an adult to help you, but as long as you feel confident using the scissors, keeping your fingers away from the blades. So once they're opened up, it's the bit in the middle of the scissor that is the sharp bit. So as long as you're not putting your fingers in there or anything, only the string to go in between the scissors. We will have some extra bits of string left over once we've done our knots, but it's always better to have too much than too little. So we're going to measure it by holding it in our thumb and finger like that and going up to our elbow, and I think that should be plenty. So I'm looping the string in the scissors, cutting through, and I've got my piece of string. So to do a square lashing knot, we want to lay our sticks one over the other to start with. I'm going to do something called a slip knot. So I've got string one hand, I'm going to just make a little loop like that, hold the loop, thumb and finger of the other hand, going through to catch that piece, hold both your ends taut, pull it tight, and you've got your little slip knot there. So we're going to loop that over one of our sticks. Beauty with this is you can just pull it tight, so that's not going to go anywhere. I'm going to put that stick over the bottom stick. You can always get someone to help hold this if you're finding it a bit tricky and there's like a lot of things to do at once. But what we're going to do, so you can see I've got the string on the top stick there, so I'm going to go under the bottom stick, over the top stick, under the bottom stick again. I'm going to repeat that over, under, over. Make sure it's nice and tight. Under again, and then to tighten it off, I'm going to loop it round that gap in the middle. So I'm hoping that this is coming up on video. But this is like putting the belt on, so it's going to stop your knot getting loose. So we can just do a couple of times with that. And then I'm going to tie off just with any knot you like. Again, an adult might need to help you with this, just doing a double knot. And then we have our first frame corner. So I'll go through that again with the second one. So we're going to do holding it in our thumb and finger to measure out to our elbow. Make sure it's only the string in the scissors before you cut. And remember, we're going to do our slip knot first, so we're going to make a loop at the end of our string. Make sure it's big enough to fit your thumb and finger through. Grab hold of that string and pull it through to make your little slip knot. And I'm going to use this stick next, I think, over here. Let's do it on this end, I think that'll be easier. And we're going to put our slip knot on the top stick, pull it tight, and we're going to go, I'm sure you remember this now, but under our bottom stick, over the top stick, under the bottom stick, over the top stick, under the bottom stick, over the top stick, under the bottom stick, over the top stick, and then put our belt on round the middle to make sure it's nice and tight. I'm going to pull it round to this little end, and then it's a bit short, this one, so it can get a bit fiddly. So don't be afraid to ask for help and work as a bit of a team if you need to. double knot so that it's nice and tight. And there we go, you can see the frame starting to form. So I'm going to finish this off and then I'll come back and show you what's next. So here we have the completed frame with all our lovely square lash knots. Your frame's probably going to look a bit different to mine depending on the shapes of your sticks, which is totally fine. That's the beauty of this one, everything comes out lovely and unique, and we're all going to have really beautiful different weavings to decorate our communities with. So the next stage is we're going to finish our frame, and for this we need more string. It's probably easiest for this if you keep the string on the ball rather than cutting it off first, because then you can decide how much you need. So what we're going to do again is start with that slip knot that we did last time. Whoops, try that again. So making your loop, fingers through the middle and pulling tight. Don't worry if you have a bit of a tail on, that's fine, we can trim that later. And I'm going to hook it onto one of the corners of our frame. And now all we're going to do is move this string backwards and forwards across our frame to make a base ready to hold our nature finds in a little while. So depending what kind of things you think you might like to find, from either bigger sticks like this, or it might be, if you wanted to find something like tiny leaves like this, you're going to have to make quite, keep your holes quite small, so you're going to need more string. But if you feel that you can put a bit of time into doing that, that's fine. So you might want to just go back and forth. And all I'm doing is using the frame and wrapping it round. So some people like to go up and down like that, make it quite uniform. Or you might want to just make it quite abstract. Keep twisting your frame round, making different shapes. It's Halloween soon, isn't it? So maybe you want to try and do a spider web. Or I actually seem to have just come out with a little star in the middle there. Didn't mean to do that, but that seems a little bit Halloweeny maybe. And all you're going to do is keep going until you've got as much string as you want. I'm going to do a little bit across that way as well. So you can see it's getting built up quite nicely there. And I'm going to have lots of room to thread different things in and hold leaves and sticks and all lovely things in place like that. That's what we're going to be doing next. When you feel like you've got enough things on, just pull it nice and taut. And you're going to need your scissors again. Make sure you leave enough on the end to tie another knot. And what I'm going to do, it doesn't really matter which corner you come to, but I happen to have ended at the opposite corner. I'm going to just wrap it round. And the beauty of earlier, if you've had little bits of string left over from doing your square lashes, you can now use that to tie off your like your canvasy bit of weaving, like so. And there we go, your frame is now ready to go out on your explore of the woods, and we're going to see how many colours we can find, maybe different textures, different shapes, and we'll go on that adventure together next. Okay, so we're now ready to have a look around at what we can decorate our nice weaving frame with. So you might remember earlier at the start of the video when I was saying about make sure that we're looking after nature's environment as we're visiting all these plants and animals' homes. So as I look on the ground now, I've got loads of lovely loose leaves that have naturally fallen off the trees that I can gather. But there's also leaves growing amongst the grass. So those ones I'm not going to pick, I'm going to leave those to get nice and big and strong. And I'm just going to make sure I'm picking what has naturally fallen. So I'm going to see how many lovely autumn colours I can collect. And I'd love it if you all tried to make different rainbows if you can. That'd be great. Imagine if we could gather all these rainbow weaving frames, and how lovely that would look to brighten up some of these dull days that we're getting. So, got some lovely yellow leaves here. And some of you might want to make patterns if you want to, like start with a colour in the middle and go out, or see if you can make different shapes. Maybe you want to see how many different shaped leaves you can find, or you might be lucky enough, if I can find an example, to find a stick with lovely green lichen on maybe. That could be a good one to go in there, get all those textures in. And with this frame, you don't have to necessarily fill it, it's totally up to you. Some people might want to cover it, some people might want to just hang it up and let the light shine through. And it depends how much time you've got as well. If you've only got 10 minutes, that's totally fine. You can still have a go at it. You could maybe keep it and add to it across the week. It's totally up to you. So yeah, that's it. You've got your frame now, and it's up to you to put your stamp on it, and I can't wait to see what you all come up with later. So here we have my finished frame. As you can tell, it's gone slightly different shape now with weaving my bits and bobs in and moving with it. It did get a little bit loose and my leaves were starting to fall out. So all I did was put some more string over the top, and you can tell here I wound it round the stick a couple of times, making sure it overlapped on itself for grip, and that's just really helped to kind of tighten it up a little bit. So it kind of had a little bit of a mind of its own, and it's come out this lovely diamond shape, but actually I really like that. And what I've done as well is I've just tied onto the top corner. Once I decided which way round I quite liked it, and I thought, yeah, I want it that way up. On the top corner I've just tied another loop of string ready to hang up. And what we invite you to do, once you're happy with your masterpiece, we'd love it if you either hang it in your window at home, or if you've got a garden, maybe hang it in there or on a gate. Yeah, maybe you could give it as a present to a family member or a friend if they've got somewhere to hang it. And we'd really love it if we're walking around, we get to see your creations up and about, help people to smile, add a bit of colour to some of these grey days we're getting, and we're all going to look really beautiful. A little later today as well, we are going to be inviting you to join us on Zoom, so you'll be able to show us your masterpieces. If you can't make it to that, feel free to share it on our Facebook group as well, because we'd really love to see everything that you've been doing today. And thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you for another adventure soon.